Hello, good afternoon, fabulous, beautiful people. Wonderful day to you all. It's a beautiful day outside today. It's very sunny and quite hot in the city of Manassas, Virginia. That's where I'm recording from. I hope everybody's doing well. Let me introduce myself to you guys. For those of you that know me, you don't need an introduction. But for those of you watching me for the first time, my name is Akua. I'm a U.S. immigration attorney. I represent clients in all 50 states throughout the U.S. and I handle all types of U.S. immigration law. So today we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. We have the Liberian Refugee Immigration Fairness Program. Simply put, it's a green card program for all Liberians. So I'm going to start by telling you, welcome guys. I see some people trooping in and joining in. Grab a seat and join us this Friday. We're going to be talking about the LRIF green card program. So it's a green card program for all Nigerians who have been living here in the US since 2014 continuously. So I posted this on my Facebook page yesterday, giving the the eligibility criteria. And so take a look at that. And if you need further help, of course, feel free to call me. My number is right down below, 802-7800-564. Okay, so in 1991, March 1991, a civil war broke out in Liberia. Okay, there was a civil war that broke out in Liberia, and TPS status was granted to all Liberians who were in the United States. And TPS status is simply, a temporary protected status. A temporary protected status is a status that is granted to people who are from, countries where there's a civil war or there's some outbreak or there are some extraordinary circumstances that prevent these people from returning safely to their country. So if you're here in the US and let's say you are from Ghana and God forbid a war breaks out, a civil war breaks out in Ghana, you may be granted, your country Ghana will be designated as a TPS country. It's a temporary protected status country. And once it's designated and you're from Ghana, you will be permitted to remain here in the United States until the civil war or whatever, dies down. And then, you can return safely to your country. So usually TPS status is granted for a period of time. So March 1991, a civil war broke out in Liberia. And so for that reason, Liberia was designated as a temporary protected status country. It was also, the people from there were granted DED. The DED is deferred and forced departure. So that is also a temporary form of immigration benefits where, you are also from a country where there's some unrest, some unusual circumstance, extraordinary circumstance that prevents you from returning safely to that country. So they defer your deportation, and so the government, the Congress decides that look, just stay here in the United States, and we want to make sure you're safe. In the meantime, don't go back. When the issue dies down, then you can go back. So it's just a temporary form of immigration benefits. Okay, so that's just a very simple way of putting it. And so, well, the recent TPS for Liberia was 17th May 2017. It was designated as at that time. And then there was a long-running DED also that was set to expire March 30th, 2020. The deferred and forced departure covered Liberia, okay. And so it was supposed to expire March 30th, 2020, but ex-President Trump delayed it and then extended it to January 10th, 2021. However, this Liberia Refugee Immigration Fairness Program was enacted by Congress in December 2019. So December 2019, Congress decided that, look, there's just been, some unrest or whatever in Liberia. So what they want to do is, regardless of how long Liberian nationals have been covered by TPS, and the DED status, we're going to give them, a pathway to green card. So they could apply and then be granted green cards, right here in the US. So December 2019, this was enacted, and it was just for 1 year. So it was set to expire December 2020. I think the date was, it must have been December 2020. That was the expiration for the LRIF, the Liberia Refugee Immigration Fairness Act. And if you remember, last year, December 12th, 2020, I was part of a clinic, a free legal clinic, where we offered our legal services to people from Liberia. And then we tried to make as many people apply as quickly as possible before the deadline passed. And luckily, when the deadline passed, it has been extended again for an extra year. So news broke that the LRIF, the Liberian Refugee Immigration Fairness Program or Act, had been extended up until December 2021. So now we have some more months till it expires. So that's the background for the Liberia Green Card Program. And today we're just going to go through, the eligibility criteria for people. Guys, I'll read comments very soon. Maybe I should just drop by. Let's read a couple of comments. Hello, Kojo Ima. Well, it's afternoon on this side. Where are you based? It's afternoon here. It's 12:39 p.m. Good afternoon to you. Patrick Addo says, good afternoon, my sister. Good afternoon, Mr. Patrick Addo. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I really appreciate your presence here. Let's get to the Liberian Refugee Program. So let me of course, share my screen so that you can see what's going on up here and follow the conversation. Okay, so as I said, yes, the Liberian Refugee Immigration Fairness Program was enacted December 2019. So it gives Liberian nationals, some time to apply to adjust their status. Okay, so the criteria is that, number one, you have to be a Liberian national. It could mean that you are from Liberia, or, that was the last place usually, let's take it, you're a citizen of Liberia, or you were born there, or whatever. You have some Liberian, you come from Liberia, you're a Liberian. And then the next thing is that you lived in the US since November 2014. So you've been living here in the US, and it means that you have established continuity of physical presence. You haven't been absent in the US for more than 180 days. That always establishes, continuous physical presence. Even if you've been absent, it's just been, brief absences from the US. It shouldn't be more than 180 days. So as much as possible, you should have been in the US from 2014 up until 2021. And if you had been absent, it shouldn't be more than 6 months. Okay, because if you want to be a green card holder, that's one of the conditions. Okay, guys. So when you travel, just make sure you're not spending 8 months, 9 months, because that breaks your continuous physical presence here in the US. Just try to keep your visits, if you're an immigrant, your visits for, just make them quite short if you can. Okay. Then, usually they'll just look at if it's just a brief casual absence from the US, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's fine, but not 10 months, 1 year. That will create problems for you for, when you're filing for any type of green card application. Okay. So the next thing is, you must generally be admissible, that's eligible for permanent residency in the US. Okay. So this just, there's the statute of inadmissibility. You may be inadmissible to be a green card holder here in the US based on your health, their health grounds, their criminal grounds, misrepresentation grounds, fraudulent, just lots of grounds. Okay, so just make sure that you are admissible. An attorney can help you establish your admissibility. I think that I need to scroll down some more. Let me go back to my screen. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Today is a really quick one. I'm not going to stay for long. I have a few things to go sort out. So just a few minutes of your time, and then we'll be out of here soon. Okay, so yeah, so they said interactions with law enforcement can impact admissibility. So yeah, that you shouldn't have committed aggravated felonies and things like that. So if you have any brush with the law, consult with me, and then let's see if you're eligible. Then there's proof of your lawful entry into the US. Okay. The question is, what about you didn't enter the US lawfully? It doesn't disqualify you from applying. There are some people, you know, there are types of entry. There's entry without inspection. There's arriving alien and all of that. Normally, you should have come through a port of entry. You should have been admitted. So that's where the question is here. Some people cross the border, they're not admitted, and then they come, you know, that's entry without inspection, the EWI. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't disqualify you from applying. You just should have entered the US by November 20, 2014, and you should have proof. Okay. All right. So spouses and children. So spouses and children can be derivatives of this program. Only the principal applicant, so just one person, needs to apply to show continuous presence, and then spouses and unmarried children under 21, they don't need to show continuous presence since, you know, November 2014. So only the principal applicant needs to qualify under that rule. Then okay, so basically eligible family members only need to prove, yes, you just need to prove that there's a qualifying relationship. So if you said the principal applicant is your father, there should be a birth certificate indicating that the principal applicant's name is there as a father. If you're stating that the principal applicant is your husband, then there should be a marriage certificate and all of that. Okay, so that is it. Let's scroll to the other side of the page. Guys, drop me your comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to be reading some more comments soon. I just want us to get to the, you know, just finish up. We're almost done. We're just going to talk about the proof and a couple of other things, and then I will see you off and you can go have fun for the weekend. Okay, so proof of Liberian nationality. How do you show the USCIS that you're a Liberian national? You need to have an unexpired Liberian passport, and then number 2, you have a Liberian birth certificate that has been issued by the proper civil authorities. Okay, not a manufactured birth certificate and not a manufactured Liberian passport. Okay, so you also need to show, as I said, proof of continuous residence. There are no mandatory documents, but it's recommended. You can have your tax transcripts, you pay taxes, you know, passports with visa and entry stamps, school records, medical records, sometimes even your mortgage, you know, your mortgage agreements, where you live, you know, when if you've been to the hospital, employment records, things like that always show your continuous residence here, proof of your continuous residence in the US. Guys, I think we're done. Let me pull up the document again for the last time, and then let's see if we've covered what we need to cover in this video. Yeah, well, these are just minor questions. Maybe we can go through those questions that, yes, let's go through these questions and then we can call it a day. All right, people. Okay, so right here, we make it bigger. Okay, so number 1, the first question that has been is, you know, these are very frequently asked questions about the Liberian green card program. The first is that, does public charge apply? No, public charge rule doesn't apply under LRIF. There's no requirement to submit either the affidavit of support, which is the I-864, or the I-944, which is the public charge document, and there's no sponsorship required. So any type of you know, government benefit that you have received will not impact your application. So if you've received assistance such as the SNAP, Medicaid, subsidized medical insurance, you know, TANF, TANF, or any type of you know, the housing, the Section 8 housing, it would not impact your application. Again, remember that the I-944, the public charge rule that was instituted by ex-President Donald Trump, is no longer effective. So I wouldn't worry about that. What if I've been arrested? All arrests must be disclosed. You need to disclose any arrest to your attorney, and yes, the attorney will let you know, what the impact is on your application, whether it's advisable to apply or not. Okay, you just have to, of course, provide the attorney with the certificate of disposition. The disposition is the document that shows whether you've been convicted or what the outcome of a court proceeding was. What was the ruling. That's the certificate of disposition. And then the attorney will review the arrest and detention or whatever that will impact your green card application. The next thing is, can I apply if I already have a case pending in immigration court? Certainly, this doesn't disqualify you from applying. You need to apply. You can apply. Definitely, as I always say, make sure you speak with your attorney. Let them know what kind of application it is you already have pending, and pretty much, So, for example, yes. So this is pending in immigration court. The attorney would be able to inform the court that, for example, if you are in removal proceedings or whatever, any kind of pending application, the attorney would be able to let the court know that this is what you wish to apply for, and then the judge and then the DHS attorney or the trial attorney on the other side for the government could advise or whatever. I don't know what they would do or say, but it's always better to let them know, and then moving forward you'll know exactly what to do. All right, guys, so we're done. If you happen to be a Liberian and you have been in the US since 2014, don't forget to contact me, and then I'll help you file for your Liberian green card program. It's known as the Liberia Refugee Immigration Fairness Program. It has been extended for an extra year. Initially, it was set to expire December 2020, but it's been extended. I think because of Corona, the numbers that had applied, very few. In some states, there were just as few as 5 people. Virginia, just about, I think, 25 people that had sent in their application. U.S.A. sent a report that I studied last year. The number of people that had applied were, very, very few. So I guess probably because of the Corona, I don't know, they wanted to extend it for an extra year. So now this has been extended. So guys, take advantage of it. If you're a Liberian national, any Liberian, share this video with them, tell them about it, and then let me help them to apply. All right, guys. Patrick Addo says, good job, lawyer. Thank you so much, Patrick. I appreciate it. Moba Kohli says, hey, please, I have a question about my I-130. I'm trying to withhold my case and refile because it's taking too long for immigration to respond to my application. Moba, okay, you should certainly contact me. Try to book a consultation. Let me take a look at your case and what's happening. This will not suffice for me to give you legal advice, of course. Too insufficient. I need to have more details. And then I really don't know. Almost 4 years, the immigration keeps telling me to wait. I'm tired of waiting, so I want to cancel and refile. Yes, I can help you. Make sure you call my number, and I will, and then book an appointment with me, and then I can take a look at your case and help you. Thomas Ajay says, my problem is if you want to bring your family here and the family name was a mistake spelling, can it make your children's name? Example, the name Kofi and it makes spelling was Kofi. Thomas, okay, I see there was a mistake. Please, as I said, contact me. This is a public forum. I don't go into very personal legal matters right here on this open forum. So contact me, book a consultation. Let me take a look at what the exact issue is, and if there's a correction that needs to be done, how we can go about it effectively without any problem. Okay, so call my number, guys. My number is right there, 802-7800-564, and I'll be happy to assist you. I work with clients all over the US. Distance is not a barrier. Almost 20,000 cities all around the US, and I represent all of you regardless of the type of issue that you may have. All right, guys, so this was just a quick one on the Liberian Refugee Immigration Fairness Program. I wish you all a fabulous weekend. Join me tomorrow. I will be live on the Akata Slopsan program. The flyer is on my page. We're going to be talking about a variety of issues, including the U.S. Citizenship Act. I'll be giving an update, and I hope to see you guys there tomorrow. Be blessed, stay safe, spread love, and be good. Protect yourself against coronavirus. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.